In the last video, there is audio missing, and I don't know why the audio is missing, but I'm going to try to minimize that type of behavior. It's just that I get really amped up in the morning when I have coffee and I like to hear music, right? There are other ways that I can live stream and listen to music and play music other than what I'm doing. I just want you to know that I'm not intentionally trying to bore you by playing music videos without sound. That is an accident, but I'm going to leave it up. I have a lot of energy coursing through me, and I don't like being shut down. So I'm going to continue to show you the level of intellect that I have. Just to remind you on a regular basis, not to rub in your face like you're a dog and just shit on the floor, that I am capable of giving you lots of tips and information that you can use to better your life, even if you hate my ass or think I'm an asshole. And that goes for all of you. Doesn't matter who you are who's going to click play on this video, okay? You can think I'm a bad person. You can think I'm an asshole. You can listen to the voices in your head. You can believe all you want that I'm not worth being loved or a relationship. But the fact of the matter is, I'm one of the best life coaches and advisors on lots of things that you've ever had. You know, there's an expression, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. And that's what I explained many, many times. So we're going to focus on three primary areas: off-grid living, relationships, and parenting. There will be attempts to speak in terms of people, right? Advice for people, not necessarily advice for men or women, but advice for people, because the principles are the same and people get caught up in the ongoing gender warfare. Okay, and then they take things personal and they don't hold each other to the same spiritual attributes. They play games. They don't actually believe in equality, many men and women. They're playing a game. And many men and women, they actually don't care about other men and women. Even if they fight over gender, they actually hate. Like, for example, many white women hate white women. That's the most terrifying thing, right? That's why they don't support me exposing OnlyFans, human trafficking, because they actually hate their own gender and race. That's the reality of what these phones have done to these people. They're fucked. So they don't get good relationship advice from the TV, from the radio. The radio is like, go be a whore. I bet I can Google right now, women leaving their husbands to make money on OnlyFans. Just saying that you have to do it for survival to make money is not an excuse. I mean, that's an easy way to absolutely destroy a society and force everybody to become super state military soldiers, cops, killers, mafia, prostitutes, cartel, everything brought to your knees. It's cartel culture being slowly indoctrinated into our world, right? In our own way, our own cartel culture, our own cartel worship, our own. And I've been seeing all over like social media. I can see it all over the movies, Hollywood, just constant like promotion of gangsterism. I remember for years I said, where's Goodfellas? Goodfellas is a good movie. Now Goodfellas on. They want these degenerate children looking up to gangster movies as heroes, right? And it's a lie. It's a lie. You see the opening line of Goodfellas. As soon as I start, always want to be a gangster, he says. And then, the whole glamorization of it. But it's a good movie. I like that one line. And I try to remember that advice from the A-Man when I'm feeling like walking fast and going quickly, to cautious and aware of the fact there are predators everywhere that are analyzing our movements, analyzing our speed. And he said, slow down. You don't want to show others how fast you are. It's that clip from Goodfellas. Paulie didn't move fast. Paulie moved slow. That's because Paulie didn't have to move for anybody. No, we're living in, thank you for the light. We're living in a world where we're being rushed. We got to have that attitude like Paulie. I'll move at the speed that I want to move. Now let's talk about this real quick. I said many months ago, and I'll double down and tell you what I'm telling you. The people are driving too fast and too slow. They're driving too fast on the freeway, on one freeway over here, 70, 80 miles an hour. I felt intimidated. I felt like I'm an old senior citizen who's geriatric or something. These people are driving like space aliens on this freeway. It's not normal. Okay? Secondary, then they're driving abnormally slow at intersections. What are you driving 5 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour through an intersection? Hurry up. Numbnuts. At times I do scream, shout, What the fuck? Right? I don't rage. I don't make threats, right? But I keep that megaphone close now. I keep that megaphone close, like it's a bazooka. These people, right, are so screwed up from all the technology and maybe too many Starbucks coffee. I don't know. The technology, the cell phone, it's a lump sum together. And they're struggling to get across the street. Now, these people, and I've been warned at it, they will run red lights. They're not together. They're falling apart. And they're driving big trucks and big cars. Not all of them, but a certain amount of people, they're driving super big vehicles that are capable of murdering other people in. Going back to what we said earlier, the role that women in some cases play in men drinking and driving by forcing them out of the house, into their car. Go, leave now. Go drink. No. Stay here. Not go out in the street drinking and driving. What the fuck? Stay here, stay at home. Okay? And again, we covered this in an earlier video. You're going to see when men have their hearts broken and they're suffering from trauma that isn't being healed by genuine, unconditional love, as opposed to conditional. Love you one day, hate and scream at you in the decks. That's conditional. Unconditional doesn't play those games. Unconditional love maintains an equilibrium and doesn't snap. I'm just speaking in a general way. And I'm not going to, list this or anything. This is relationship advice for 2010, 2005, 2000. Okay? So parenting, off-grid advice, relationships. Let's wrap it all into one right now. Homeschooling's the way. Off-grid living is the way. Off-grid living is the way to keep your woman safe. Off-grid living is the way to keep your man safe from the bar, from the TD club. Off-grid living, off-grid sex, off-grid lovemaking is superior to making love in the grid with electricity around you, with plugs of electricity. I know the electricity is hot and stuff, no pun intended. I know it's nice to have electricity in showers, I agree. But the power and magnetism of pure nature and making love in the bed off-grid without power, using solar panels, that from a psychic spiritual perspective like mine is a much hotter erotic experience than one in which the technology is around, being that I do believe in aliens, jinn, spirits, and the grid. I believe that the grid is an epicenter of paranormal energies that use the grid as transport, meaning sex off-grid is hotter and healthier. Moving on. Kids are not safe if they're forced to go to public school. We talked about that in other videos at 2025 Countdown. These kids now have cell phones. They're watching hardcore porno. If you don't suspect that little girls are being intimidated and sexually harassed, you're a fucking moron, and or you have no heart. And that's what we men and women that do have hearts need to understand about these other men and women with penises and vaginas that are around us. They're not like us. They will fight tooth and nail to come up with some sort of ideology for why we shouldn't be exposing violence against women. They literally have a mission on earth. These fucktards that find my channel literally have a mission on earth to make me feel bad for caring so much about my own species. They want to make me like them. And that's how you get laid. That's how you get pussy. That's how you get family. You look at what I've done. You look at the things that I stand for. And if you agree with me and the things that I stand for, you learn how to be a closet truther and you keep it to your damn self. Keep it away from your wife. People want to argue and go, we're not sex objects. I agree. Then join me and help me write this book. Okay, you're not sex objects. Then help me write this book and save the day. I'm sorry, what? I'm boring you? I'm sorry, what? I'm boring you? I'm sorry, what? I'm boring you? Exactly. And so it's through that behavior of ignoring good men. It's through that behavior of refusing to help me write a book and edit it. It's through that behavior that you scream that you are nothing but a sex object, a cum dumpster. Okay, that's what happens when there's going to be out there nothing but a sea of porno chicks and not real truther chicks, right? That's them sending a message that this is what we are, and worse, that we lead men towards evil. Okay? So if you want these things off-grid living, if you want to be a good dad, if you want to keep your parenting rights, if you don't want your woman to keep your child, you have to somehow hide how good you are or something. So you'll be able to keep what you've got. Okay, because you can lose what you've got. And if you make the wrong decision with the female, you can end up in a situation he ended up in the road. What happens in the road? In the road, she leaves him. She leaves him in the road and then walks out in the darkness saying something to the effect of, I'm going to take my chances out there with what? The rioters, the people that are destroying shit and robbing people? Who would just give up? And then I also thought the movie had like a propaganda aspect to it too. You know, showing the woman as weak when you know, it should really show them as heroic and strong and standing by their man. But can we blame the producers or the writers for trying to make the film realistic? The woman breaks. She breaks, and then where does she go then? Well, what happens to the woman when she walks out in the darkness? It's assumed that she basically just like joins like, you know, the rape gangs or something, or becomes a play toy. Maybe some of that nasty content she watched at night to the vibrator that was delivered by the drone influenced her towards the fantasy life. And that's the demon that lives within mankind. The dark fantasies, the thing that should not be. Dun dun dun. I can't play music or I'll get shut down. Again, there's no audio on my previous track, but I'll leave it there because I'm ranting like a Looney Tune. And there's people coming and going, and they're so good, very good. They're talented. They're an expert. They went to school for this. I'm kidding. To be able to tune me out when I'm hitting truthful button over truthful button. And I can guarantee you when I meet a therapist, or I can guarantee you when I meet a doctor. I was in the doctor's office the other day. I'm going to get an STE test in case I get lucky. But I'm not necessarily out there on the dating apps because I have not yet come to trust any single dating app to put my energy into. And as I told you previously, I got on once, I don't remember which one, and then it analyzed my race or perception of race, and then immediately tried to hook me up with a fake, non-existent Arabic or Middle Eastern woman who wasn't even real, who was probably created out of AI. Now that is abuse of men. For the world to get duped into, now you do everything through dating apps, and you don't talk in the real world anymore to women. You don't do what our traditional species has done anymore. You go through dating labs and porno stores and OnlyFans and webcam girls. Right? It's the new generation. We're free, everybody. It's the generation of the guilt-free gangbang with the brothers downtown. It's the generation of the guilt-free gangbang, but it's racist as fuck, this porno shit. What men are never, ever featured in movies like that? Men that look anything like me. But no one ever cares because it's really a war right now of genes, of race, of sperm and eggs, and really a real lack of compassionate people. And so don't ever, ever, ever go, how did this happen? How did this happen? I was always willing to create communities for you to survive in. I was always showing you the places that I moved to. So again, don't do what I do. Don't show your people on YouTube. Don't go helping other people if you want to avoid the horrible shit that happened to me. Don't fight racism and white supremacy. Just be a selfish little son of a bitch and just care about yourself and yours. And just worship that cell phone, baby. Just worship that cell phone, baby. And you will become a goddess. That's right. You will become a goddess. Don't fight the evil in this world. Oh, no, don't rock the boat. Rock the boat, to rock the boat, baby. Rock the boat, to rock the boat, baby. Rock the boat. No, 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 no. Carlito's Bay. It's a good movie. So you got all these people walking around, so many of them black, walking around with their phone going, we've defeated white supremacy. We're now equal now. Now we're getting ours. We're living it up in the nuts of Broadway. Isn't the sun beautiful? While other brown people are literally incinerated alive. Ah, ah, ah. It's okay. That's okay. We've got a barbecue over here. Hey, how about them QR codes? Hey, how about that discount on Kroger? You got to have a cell phone to have a QR code in order to have $1 off your discount. Otherwise, you're going to have to pay full price. So unless you submit to the cell phone apocalypse, you will pay full price. And it's only going to be a matter of time before the gate comes down. And then look at how they worship this white goddess on the sack, the Starbucks sack. They worship all the races, all the people, the image of this goddess. Let me tell you, this Gaia Matrix stuff is not loving. I cannot turn to this Gaia Matrix for love, to send one of her daughters or her goddesses to see me as a man of value. Not on this planet of hell. Look not to the earth, but look to the heavens. Look not to the dunya of the flesh of Satan's daughters and temptation. Look up. This is the real secret why men are killing themselves and killing others. This is the real reason why men are drinking and driving. This is broken hearts and loneliness, not criminal psychology, not psychopathy. Okay? And nobody with a hug can sit there and let me hug you and fix your lifetime of pain. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Don't even try to go there. Now, when I've been locked up for 9 days, when I wasn't even suicidal, no, 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 no. Nice try. The damage has been done. I'm already feeling like my life's threatened. I've already lost my fucking land. I already feel fucking duped. We've gone to the point of no return. I trust only in God at this point and trust no one who doesn't love God. You understand what I'm saying? As far as I'm concerned, everyone and everything is a setup and a deception unless they make an admitted vow against evil. You want to survive? You want to keep your wife? You want your kids to like you? Right? Don't fight Satan. Don't do what I do. Don't listen to my channel. And don't ever tell them you listen to me. Be selfish. Get fake tats if you don't like tats. Cuss. And get the chewing tobacco and spit and go boo. And if you don't like chewing tobacco, pretend to have chewing tobacco and get the bubblegum stuff and spit and go grr and say bitch a lot, right? Act like that. They'll love you. They'll call you daddy. They'll call you poppy. Your girlfriend will call you poppy. Just do all these horrible things. Be a bad man and you will continue to have physical love. You go down the road of being a good man. You go down the route of fighting these evil things, she will leave you, your kids will leave you, they will burn you, they will curse you, they'll fucking burn your house down. You want to keep your family, you want to keep your community, don't you ever be like me. You want your mom to like you, you want your mom to write you, don't you ever criticize human trafficking. Don't you ever criticize X-rated content. You want your dad to talk to you. You want your dad to give you a donation. You want your dad to help you financially. Go off grid. Don't you ever call him a fake-ass Muslim. You bow to him before God. You understand? You want advice from me? I'll give you relationship advice. Don't you ever walk in my shoes. Don't you ever admit what you are racially. If you're half this, half that. You lie and shit. You take grandpa's advice. You tell him you're Italian. Let's get serious. Parenting. As a spiritual father, whether or not you're like me, don't like me, as a spiritual mother, let's just pretend you're there. You have an obligation to tell your kids early on what's up. And you should tell them about the wars overseas. And you can tell your little white girl about the reality of Nazism without your little white girl being conditioned to think that she should be guilty because the history of the KKK and the reality of 9/11. You can be something other than a woker and teach your children about 9/11 and how they killed innocent men, women, and children overseas. You can do that. And they can be prideful or proud, but I got to be honest with you. Pride is not necessarily an attribute that's spiritual. Okay? So white pride, black pride, while crapping on the third world doesn't sound sexy to me. Just being honest with you. The white woman supremacy going on in leftist communities isn't awesome. It's hateful. Okay? You humans, let's say a bunch of you humans are watching me on a big screen in the future and you're looking at your world being destroyed and there's 1,000 of you and you're not being controlled by an algorithm and you're having this conversation and you're watching me on a big screen and are going, what the fuck happened? Your world, your relationship world, the big black man, all muscle, 250 pounds, right? Status quo. How I'm not shaking at my boots, I don't fucking know. The way I look at it, fucking kill me now. Shoot me now. I would love to come up on a situation where you're stuffing a white girl in a car and just run up on you and smash your head in, motherfucker. Because there's so many of you that I know are hunting whitey. And that's how hateful this world is. That my audience is fucking white and used to think that I hated them and shit. And still to this day, I don't get emails going, bro, we were a part of the group that hated your ass when you were off grid. That stalked your ass, that talked shit about you. And now some years have changed, and we've changed, and this is what we have to say. You people never did that. Those emails don't exist. WCAM is the closest. They never admitted to his fault. He went off about The Thing, a John Carpenter film from 1992. The Thing. Okay, the thing. But how about being self-accountable when the thing comes and directs you to take certain action of cruelty? Self-accountability when you let the thing, the entities, the demons, and the self will dictate your dating and your life and your behaviors. That's what I want to hear. I've done it with you, and what has it done? What has it done? What has made me look like a damn untouchable to these women, and that's sick. Did you know that my last name, Ansary, is the lowest, right, of the lowest when it comes to the caste system in India, motherfucker? Now, you think that I can get on fucking YouTube and find a powerful male martial artist, intellect, author who also could say that when September 11th happened, right, that they were blamed for that day. Like, I literally can just not even look into the eyes of this women and know that they have nothing but pure hate for me and my people. And that I'm a horrible person at default for even wanting to be in a bedroom with them. You want advice from me? Look at all the spiritual things that I've done and done for you and do the fucking opposite now. Don't you ever tell your girlfriend you're watching me if you want to keep her in your room.